Sexism in gaming.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
G4 had a really rough day today, announcing that they were canceling streams and shows throughout the day, and then there was reports about them having massive layoffs at the company. And of course, this doesn't surprise anyone that's been paying attention to the G4 disaster, especially people that watch this channel, because as we told you, the moment that the Frosk rant happened, it was the beginning of the end for G4. It was never going to be sustainable after that Frosk rant. But as I've said, while it's easy to point the finger at Frosk, and it is because it's obvious that that rant was really the thing that went over the top, these pieces were already in place, and it's not just because of Frosk, but it was about the culture that allowed Frosk to get up there and trash the entire fan base without anyone having any opinion to counter it. Because you're not allowed to counter that opinion, I guess, because then you would have been labeled a racist or a sexist or a misogynistic, and then you would have been fired and cast out, all while everyone is singing the praises of Frosk. But this was a company culture that was created at G4, and even though Frosk was a problem and clearly the major piece of that puzzle to go after fans, we're talking about an inherent problem within the company, and we're going to talk about that. Now, first, let's go over this. G4 cancel streams amid layoff reports. G4 has canceled today's live stream following reports of layoffs at the company. G4 was one of the pillars of games media in the early to mid 2000s, almost serving as an ESPN-like channel for video games and other forms of nerd culture. I agree with that 100%. The TV network had amazing shows that kept viewers plugged into what was going on in the gaming industry and even played a role in creating stars like Olivia Munn, who went on to star in The Newsroom and X-Men Apocalypse. Sadly, as the internet became more prominent, G4 became increasingly niche as a TV network before shutting it down. However, it revived at the end of 2021, much to the surprise of gamers everywhere, but it's seemingly running into troubles once again. Now, I wonder if comicbook.com here is going to talk about what actually killed G4. No, they are not. So they're just basically just talking about the reports. They're not actually going to talk about why it happened. But G4 did have a tweet today, and I have that tweet pulled up right here. Due to unforeseen circumstances, all G4 streams today have been canceled, but we will return with all of our regularly scheduled content tomorrow. Now, I don't know exactly the level of this. Obviously, I hope Gina Darling is obviously not impacted by this. I like Gina Darling a lot. I think she's super cool. But my problem with G4 is with the inherent culture that has been created. And here you have Senior Vice President Blair Herter, who exits the network after telling viewers who disagree with Frosk rant, don't watch us. So that's Blair Herter, who is a pathetic loser in every aspect of the word. He backed Frosk's rant and then tells viewers to not watch the channel. And now, of course, he's no longer gone. Or now he's no longer there. He's gone. So you get down here, and that's his leaving, his little leaving video, whatever. This is right here where he backed Frosk, and he basically was talking about how brave and stunning Frosk is. Right here, it says, grateful to spend my life with a woman who smashed glass ceilings. Honored to work with the women of G4's past and humans like Frosk today. Proud to work at a place that makes stuff like this. If you don't want to hear the below, unfollow me and don't watch us. We're not here for you. Well, guess what, Blair Herter? They did just that. They stopped watching, and now the company is laying people off. How do you feel about that, Blair? How are you now? You doing okay, buddy? You feeling good about all the women you've helped by destroying the company? You fucking loser. Like, what? These people are so out of touch. Now, also, you have Adam Sessler, who says, Republicans are stupid, racist, and drink piss. Previously wished his Republican family members would die. That is Adam Sessler of G4. So yes, while it's easy to point the finger at Frosk, this is a massive problem with this company, and not just G4. This represents a lot of these companies and a lot of the way that these people view the fans. They have determined that they hate you. They hate your guts if you disagree with them. They need you to agree with everything they say, and if you disagree, They hate you. They want to end you. They despise everything about you. It's unbelievable. So again, that's why I wanted to point those few things out. But you have a culture like that that leads to a rant like this.
It's done. And what I do think that there is a larger discussion about Red Dead Online and that we need to have eventually about game design versus immersive experience and comparing the Red Dead Online multiplayer experience versus the solo player one. But I actually want to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online.
So imagine if you just continue to talk about Red Dead Online right then and there. Imagine how much of a difference we're looking at. Now again, just because this rant happened, that's not the single reason the G4 died. It's the culture in which that was created there that gave some weirdo like this the confidence that they could trash the entire fan base, the entire viewing audience. That's the type of culture that motivates this type of thinking right here. And as I've done so many times before, we're going to listen to it because it's part of internet lore and it should never be forgotten, because this is one of the many situations that we have been right about everything that was going to play out. And watching G4 die, while I say, hey, I hate that there are good people there that are going to be losing their jobs, it's because of trash like this and Blair Herter and Adam Sessler and the culture that was created as to why these things are happening. We have to get these freaks out of these places of positions of power and having influence, because they hate your guts. They are the definition of toxic, and I'm finally using that word unironically for the first time in a long time, because that word has been co-opted by the weirdos out there, and it's kind of cringe. But while I'm talking about the people that have ran G4 and created G4 and this entire culture, that's the pure definition of it right there. These people are horrible. So let's listen to Frosk kill G4 one more time.
Sexism in gaming. In joining G4...
This is not where I thought we were going, but I'm here.
I had no idea.
I'm listening. Yeah.
In joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child. But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us, I can see you, without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous hosts. It's somehow...
Talk to him, Frost!
It has somehow been expected that...
By the way, talk to him, Frosk. He has a lot of shit on his channel that, by G4's toxic definition, would make him really, really toxic. But of course, it's not about what you believe. It's just about the projection. And of course, this guy is no longer with G4. No longer with G4. How'd that one work out? Talk to him, Frost guy. That's your name, by the way. I'm not going to refer to you as anything other than talk to him, Frost guy.
You can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment.
That
It's
shit
not
weird.
a compliment.
It's weird.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Listen, I know this is a cringe thing, and I know I've listened to it many times, but I cannot find more joy that by the time we get to the end of this, the arrogance and the level of dismissal that she has, the look on her face, she thinks she has dropped a legendary rant. And I guess she did. It just wasn't quite in the way that she thought. So funny.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.
And that's just obvious sexism. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist. Just go ahead and check out Thorne's latest meltdown on Twitter for some spark notes. Now, here at XPlay, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden. So we divide and conquer. And when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. And that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do. But
This guy, the completionist, he's just terrified. He's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to sit here and say yes, sir, or ma'am, or whatever her proper pronouns are.
Don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do. But it'll always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us. That's why we're X-Play and not Adam Play. We have done the experiment and controlled for the variables.
Oh my God, Adam's so
will read
cringe.
A script written by the same writer that I will read the other half of the script for, but I'll be the one flamed. And yeah, it also happens to Gerard and TBH, but that doesn't discount the sexism of how it happens to me when it does. Both things can be true, that there is a general hatred of any change that isn't Adam, and that I'll receive special flame just for being a woman. And I wish I could turn the camera around so that you could see the incredible team that make X-Play. Half of our producers and writers are women. Emily, Abby, Megan, Joe, Jake, Zipper, Gabby. It goes on and on and on. Former writers that are now on ATOS like Vanessa. When you're in our DMs or on those YouTube comments or in Twitch chat right now, those reactionary threads thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current X-Play experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something, but you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with he's part of it. You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day, and you're gatekeeping the gaming space. So maybe for 2022, we be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Woo! Thank you. Oh, it feels so good to hear her get to that point. It's so hard to get through it, but then you get to this payoff, and it's so perfect. If you don't like it, don't watch it. And guess what? You killed the company, Frosk. Now let's listen to her little arrogance right here as she ends off with the don't like it, don't watch it.
Free content for you. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
Hey, I gotta back you up. I gotta back her up.
She was so proud of herself. And here we are today with G4 canceling streams amid layoff reports. It's unbelievable. Every single time we see this play out, they just don't listen. Like, guess who's right? The gamers are right. The viewing audience is right. Listen to your chat. Listen to your audience. If they are giving you feedback, it's to be listened to. It doesn't mean you have to do exactly what they're saying, but their concerns come from a good place. Their concerns come from a good place. I mean, like for me, I made a decision a couple of weeks ago that really upset our premium members, the paying members on our website, locals, and they weren't happy about it. So I've done my best to address this with them, and I had a Discord call with them, and I'm setting something up for a longer call with them so I can hear their concerns, because it was a decision I made that completely, I had no intention of upsetting anyone. I just thought I was making the right decision, but I found out that it upset a lot of our paying customers. So what do? I'm trying to listen, and I'm trying to say, like, okay, what did I do here? How did I make that mistake? What can I do to not do something like that in the future? I apologize to them, because obviously my intent was not to make them feel slighted in any way, even though that's what I did. My intent wasn't there, but ultimately my decisions, led us to that place. So how can I fix that? Listen to them. Listen, hear what they have to say, and apply that to the future. It's not that complicated. Just hear them out. But no, G4 wants to dismiss and talk down to people and cuss them out and treat them like shit and blame them for all the problems in the world. It's disgusting, but that's where we are. So anyway, for the decent people of G4, I obviously hope the best for you. I think that there are some really decent people at G4, and I hope the best for them. I obviously am in no way, shape, or form celebrating people losing their jobs. I'm not. I'm just looking at the things that led this to. It was always going to happen. That's essentially what this was. This was always going to happen because of the leadership, the culture, and the people that they were allowing to spew their nonsense. So anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video. I appreciate it. 221 Be Tactical. Get your Geeks and Gamers hat right there. We got shirts, we got patches, we got bags, we got the Orlando meetup shirt. So go over there, 221 Be Tactical. Check it out. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.